Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we have a very controversial topic that we want to be covering, and it was actually requested by a viewer in a recent video, and I initially was like, well, the answer is quite simple, and then I started thinking about it, I started diving into it, and the answer to the question of should we have a shop in Classic WoW, it got deeper and deeper, and there actually are some surprising benefits to it that maybe, some things people don't consider, as well as whether or not to give us the full shop or break it down into a few different points. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I am going to switch it over right here to show you the comment and see what people say. So Best Jaw said, "Hey man, could you please make a video about the classic shop situation? Why is there no shop for race change in SOD or era, no cosmetics and stuff? Of course, playing on the same race and era for years is boring." So I said, hashtag no changes is the biggest reason why. And he said the Stone Restoration, just let them make money and hire more devs. Who cares about race change? I said, I agree with you. I have no issues with it. I'll explore it. So this is me exploring it. So we are here live on the Cataclysm server because this is where the shop is introduced. I believe this shop actually was introduced in Wrath as well. Wrath is where we first saw it. The Wrath is where we got the WoW token, and that's usually the biggest drive for it. So in order to essentially have the shop in its full glory, two things have to happen. You need to have your collection tab, where you can see all your mounts and stuff that you've collected. Otherwise, it doesn't really work too well. And this was introduced during Wrath as well, same with the WoW token. Then the other biggest one for the shop, and what actually put the shop tab in, was literally just the WoW token, where you could open it and everyone knows what the WoW token is. If you don't know, it is essentially spending real money to get gold. It's just essentially buying gold in-game instead of buying it from some third-party website. And it is Blizzard's essentially only solution to the gold buying botting problem, and it sucks because it's not a good one, but other than nuking every single bot in existence somehow, which Blizzard has never been able to do, I don't know if there is a better solution to the gold buying than a WoW token. I certainly can't think of one personally. People say, oh, just kill the bots. Well, the same thing that stops the bots is the same thing that creates the bots. So unless you're hiring an army of real people whose full-time job it is to sit there and watch the game and just ban bots, where there's human error and they can get it wrong, it makes it really really interesting to see. But anyway, enough about WoW token. Well, we're gonna break this into 3 features. So the biggest one, and definitely should never ever be in classic WoW, especially from at least vanilla to TBC. Once it gets to Wrath, it's not that big of a deal, but from vanilla and TBC, and we saw insane backlash in TBC when this became a thing, is adding pets and mounts. So like any of these pets and mounts right here, they should absolutely never be added to the shop. These pets and mounts are way too powerful in Classic and TBC because they instantly give you writing, so you don't have to spend hundreds of gold to do it. Back in TBC when the Reawakened Face Hunter came out, I made a video talking about how much value this was, how worth it was to get, and just because they gave you simply the 58 boost, that became immensely valuable. As well as it saves almost 100 gold on every single character because you don't need to buy your mount, you just have to get the riding skill. While that does change in TBC pre-patch, this did not come out at TBC pre-patch, it came out quite a bit before, so you could level up this, you could get your Reawakened Face Hunter and have the riding so you didn't have to do it, as well as the Reawakened Face Hunter also adapted to your riding skills. So like if it was 60 it was good, if it was 100 it was good, so like you never had to buy the mount cost, and it was given to every single character you had, which was incredibly overpowered on just the gold saved alone. but they also bundled it with a free 58, so everyone got a character, and it was a nightmare for botting. So if we ever see a shop in Classic WoW in any regards, I never want to see mounts added to there at all. Now, what I would like to see, and I do see no problem with having this, is services. So I really like having character transfers, faction changes, race changes. I see no problem with having any of these in the game. They just allow players to go where they want to go, and in this day and age, with metas shifting so fast as much as they do, with players going back and forth on things and like where they're gonna go, what they're gonna see, what they're gonna do, I don't really see much harm in allowing people to just transfer and change their race and change their faction. This is probably the only thing that I would love to see in there, mainly because it allows players to go with their friends. Say you level to 60 with a group of friends, all your friends quit, you're either gonna quit, or like, it is such a daunting task to re-roll a fresh 60 on a different server. And I don't think people really do that. I think they just choose to quit. So if like they could just transfer their character over to a different server, whether it's PvE or PvP, I don't really see a problem with that personally. And Blizzard makes some money off of Classic WoW, which is right now they really only make money off of people subbing. Like there's no extra stuff, so Blizzard's not incentivized to produce a Classic Plus, a greater Classic game. And while it does suck, it's just the day and age that we live in. Sub fees aren't enough to fund an amazing game, and if we're ever going to see a Classic Plus, I think some monetization of these classics is going to have to happen. And the best way to do it is these character transfers, faction changes, race changes. Never want to see a boost. Character boosts are terrible. It just adds to pay to win. And then the WoW token. So as we talked about this little puppy, this is probably the single most controversial thing in World of Warcraft. And I shared a little bit of my thoughts when I was just sort of explaining what it was, but it is just straight up, at the end of the day, buying gold from Blizzard. That is what you're doing. It's obviously allowed by Blizzard instead of buying from some third-party website. But this comes into play when botting gets out of control, when there's too many people doing it, as well as it just allows Blizzard to make money. So once again, it sucks. It's a terrible world we live in. I don't like it as a solution, but when it's the only solution we have to that, it is what it is, right? Since they introduced the WoW token, I had so much gold from playing Classic, TBC, Wrath of the Lich King. I have still not paid for my sub for over like 2.5 years because the WoW token exists. I'm actually about to. I've actually almost run out of gold, so I'm gonna have to start doing that. But at the end of the day, the WoW token I don't think should ever be introduced in Classic and TBC, just because gold and the economy and all that is still great. But once again, we see situations like we look at the hardcore, and a lot of you have probably seen the war against the bots that the guy's been covering, and those videos, and like how much people go into botting and the depths that they take, and it is just absolutely insane to see that level of botting and just be completely exposed that way. And it makes me think, well, I guess the WoW token might be the only solution. But anyway, once again, I don't like the WoW token, but if it's in the game, I'm gonna use it to play WoW for free, because why would I pay money when I have tons of gold and know all the ways to farm gold? And I try my best to share those with you, but anyway, I always have way more gold than what the WoW token is, so I always just end up buying them and playing WoW for free. But anyway, guys, that's my opinions on a shop and what we should have and why we should and why we shouldn't have it. At the end of the day, unfortunately, the reality we live in is Classic is gonna have to be monetized if we ever want to see a Classic Plus. Blizzard has to make money on it, and if they don't, then we probably will never truly see that Classic Plus, or a Classic, or like something like SOD is the closest we're ever gonna get to a Classic Plus. But anyway, just my thoughts and opinions, and I would love to hear what you guys think about a shop being added to the Classic realms. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well,
I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.